Alright, good afternoon everyone. Today's February 7th, Tuesday, February 7th, 2012. I'm going to go over the trades we took in the live trading room today. They're unfortunate. There weren't a ton of trades. There was a trade that I tried to get into over here. You see, I put the rules up here to try to get into the trade, but it didn't fill me. It did this whole run right here without pulling back. It finally pulled back right here. That wouldn't have been a trade because of this area right there, but it was going into a zone anyway. So I didn't have any trades on the ES. I mean, I'll go over the things that set up right in here for those of you who like to trade the George trade. Right in here, George took a short for 2 points right there. All right. By the time it set up for us on the 4-tick range right here, it was going right into the zone, so we couldn't take the trade. Market reversed, and it started to move up. There was a George trade right in here. George didn't fill. And I was waiting for the BBC to get outside the box. So it moved up from there, and we never had an opportunity. The one opportunity we had to get in on that move up was over here on the 2100 tick. We had the bullish cross and a pullback down to the BBC right here. This was a Mike R trade. I did not get into that trade, and I'm not sure why I didn't get into that trade, but I didn't. I can show it to you over here. Oh, I know why I didn't, because it was going into resistance here on the 10K. Right here on the 10K, the same thing, but it was going into resistance. That's why I didn't take that Mike R trade there. That one went very nicely. You can see we pierced the envelope from the bottom, though the pierce wasn't green. It was still a pierce of the envelope from the bottom, suggesting we were probably going to get a good move up. We had some bullish divergence here on the combo indicator at the time on the 2100 tick. There was one thing that I can show you on the 2100 tick. Let me blow it up a little bit so you can see it a little more clearly. Alright. And I keep getting that message. Let me take my BBC off of here. And I may have more than one on there. I may have more than two on there. There we go. I had three. Okay, the one thing I wanted to show you was the naked 2100 tick. Alright, I'm sorry. This is not exactly naked because it's got this stuff on the bottom, but if you just ignore that and look at the MA1, at the open of the market, price was getting down below the MA1. For those of you wanting to trade this, a 2-point bracket right there would have worked nicely. When it started to come up out of there, price was getting on the other side of the MA1. 2-point bracket right there would have worked very well. And right over here where it is right now, even though it's right inside a zone, right there, 2-point bracket may work well right there as well. Okay. I don't trade in zones, so I wouldn't do this one, but both of these worked out very well using just a naked 2100 tick. Okay. Let me put my BBC back on here. Alright, and we'll minimize that. And the 10K, as I said, the best entry on the 10K was right here, but we were printing resistance above us, so we didn't go for that one. Dwayne took this trade in the live trading room this morning, right here. We had a bearish cross down below the BBC. It pulled back up to the BBC. He went short right here, and as he was moving his stop down, he got filled at plus 18 ticks. Okay, so we ended up getting 18 ticks out of this morning. Price then turned around, pulled back right over here. I did not see this trade. What time was that? 10:41. It may have been when I was in that 6E trade, but anyway, it pulled back here for the move, pretty much zone to zone on the YM. That was a nice move on the YM if you could have gotten into that one. All right, I don't know if any of our partners did. I know one of our partners, I think, got 20 points out of this, but I don't know how many others managed to get into that trade. All right. That was pretty much it on the ES and the YM. Now, so Dwayne had, I don't have his DOM up in front of me, but Dwayne had plus 18 ticks on the morning session, so that's what we're going to show. All right, I didn't have any trades fill here on the ES or the YM, so I'm not going to show anything like that, but Dwayne had plus 18 ticks. I had I had taken some, well, I took a 6E trade over here. Let me just show you what was going on here with the 6E. Let's scroll back a little bit to where I actually took the trade. It seems I have lost all the arrows that I drew on it. Well, I can point it out to you anyway. I went long. There were a bunch of opportunities in here, but the spot that I got long, there was an opportunity right here, but I got long right over here. Okay? I went long right, hang on, right here, based on the white line moving up and to the left, and I got out here. Alright. Now it moved down, price moved down. You could have followed it on the way down for a little bit, and then it turned around and it moved up again, and we had a pierce of the envelope by a green trend strength line suggesting a good move up. And it did have a good move up. Alright. I didn't take anything in here on this one right here on the move up. Okay. But it did have a nice move up. Once it did that, it came off. This was the high of the day right here. It came off the high of the day for a little bit of a move down. You see the white line move to the left of the green for a little bit of move down. It started to move back up here. It got to the high of the day, put in a double top, and it bounced pretty hard off of that double top. You can see right there. Okay. Now, right here where it is right now, it's bouncing off of a couple of things right here. 3240. Right here, you can't see it on this chart for some reason, but 3240 is, it's going to give me that message, 3240 is a zone right there. So it's bouncing up off the zone. There's also a larger time frame, BBC, right here that it's bouncing off of. So it wouldn't surprise me to see this thing bounce all the way back up. There's no setup for it here on the 4-tick range. Looking over at the 500 contract, there's no setup for it there either. So you just have to kind of wait on that. But the results from my trading the euro this morning were plus 88 ticks. Plus 88 ticks on the euro this morning. All right. That was all in the live trading room. I'm not going to count the euro trades yet in the results for the live trading room. But okay, hang on a sec. I have just one thing I need to grab out of my email right here quickly. I think here it is. Oh, you did send it. Okay. This is just to confirm that Dwayne made the 18 this morning, the 18 points that Dwayne got this morning right there on his DOM. Okay. And he did do that in the live trading room. He had the charts and he had everything, and so everybody could see that. All right, this morning. Let's see. I think that pretty much does it for the morning session, guys. I don't see any questions popping up in here. So I'm going to assume that you guys don't have any questions about the morning session. So in the morning recap, Dwayne got 18 points on the YM. I didn't fill on any trades on the ES or the YM. I filled on the 6E and I got 88, but we're not going to count that toward the total just yet. Okay? That's it. I'm going to stop the recording now.